Hey, Alexia.
Hey, Foster.
How are you doing?
I am fine. What about you?
I am doing great. Just got back from yoga and dropping our dog off for a little play date.
Yes, so sweet.
So sweet, we can definitely do an entire episode about the Noble Dog Hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do an episode on about that. Don't worry.
yeah, I can't forget the Vizsla puppy.
Okay, so Alexia, in the last 3 episodes, we talked about this article, which is talking about the 32-hour work week. First, I would like to hear your first impressions about the process of reading a relatively difficult article out loud. Like, was it really hard? What did you learn? That kind of thing.
Well, what I think about it's really important because a bunch of words and things that I didn't know exactly how to pronounce it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the most important thing is that how I need to get better on reading out loud English.
Yeah, get better at.
At.
Don't know how many times I can correct you. Get better
Sorry.
at. Yeah, so what I thought was interesting is, of course, there are words like you did not know the word relentless or nixing, but at the same time, those are not very common words. Like a lot of Americans don't know those words. But the biggest difficulties that I saw you struggling with were you knew the words, you just did not know how to pronounce them,
Yeah,
right? So, like we say here at Inglês no Cru, it always comes back to pronunciation. It's all about the sounds.
yeah. Well, also, I'm pretty sure that if I have read before, because everything was a surprise for me, I didn't read before any of the episodes. I would have done it better.
Yeah, I would imagine. But I imagine if you read the entire article right now, it would not be that much better.
No. But it would have been better.
Yeah, so something I always preach, which means I always say all the time, is the importance of repetition. So you can read the same article 20 times in English, listen to the same podcast 20 times in English, and it seems really like useless, like you're really exaggerating. But repetition makes things automatic, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's the same process as when you have a big presentation at college. You need to read over and over again to understand what you're going to present and understand that perfectly.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. So when you think about presentations and public speaking, you know TED Talks.
Of course.
Big fan of TED Talks. You know, at the Real TED event that they have once a year, when they contract speakers, do you know when TED, the actual organization, starts training with the speakers?
No.
6 months before.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So they have an 18-minute speech usually. They are training every single word of that for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually a book called Talk Like TED that they talk about this entire process. And it's pretty cool. But I think it really illustrates the fact that in order to seem really prepared and comfortable and natural, there is a lot of work behind the scenes.
I think for me, the most important is to understand exactly what you are reading or presenting or anything like that. Just like the script that we always say to people that they need to know exactly some scripts like where are you from? What do you do? Things like that. You really need to understand that to be good at it.
Right. So, how would you apply that to reading?
To
Reading out loud?
just read it and read it and first time read it and then you start reading out loud so you can understand what you need to get better. The third time I would start recording myself
Mm-hmm.
because now I would have some Like, I would understand better.
You'd have an idea of the
Yeah,
context and
exactly.
which words are giving you trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Just like with the word gone.
gone. Yes, not gun. Gone. Yeah. So, just some advice for reading to improve your English because generally at Inglês no Cru, we do not focus on reading at all. And we do this very intentionally because everyone knows the way we write in English has nothing to do with the way we speak. But reading can be a very effective tool, especially if you like to read.
Yeah.
So, what I would recommend if you are just trying to start reading in English, even if you already know a lot of English, is start with something short, like an article or a short book, short story, a blog post, and something you are already familiar with, you are already interested in. So, Alexia, let's use you as an example. What is something that you're interested in recently?
Facial creams.
Yes. Yes. So just a little behind the scenes in Inglês no Cru. We are currently staying at my brother's house, taking care of his dog, while they're on their honeymoon. And my brother's now wife, my sister-in-law, has a lot of facial creams. And Alexia is very happy about that. And I hope they don't listen to this podcast.
I'm searching all about it, and they are all of them are non.
GMO.
No. They don't test on animals.
Yeah, they're not tested on animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cruelty.
Cruelty free.
Yeah, cruelty free.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I were you, I imagine you are probably already doing this in Portuguese, maybe in English as well.
No, in English.
Okay, so find someone that is writing good, intelligent articles. It could be a blogger, a journalist, whatever, and find a really cool article about facial cream and then read it. You don't have to read it out loud first, just become familiar with the context. And then if you need to, like, if you have specific vocabulary that you have no idea what exfoliation means or something, you can look that up and then do exactly what you said. Start recording. The first time, it's going to be really shitty. The second time, still really shitty. And then you take a break, and then by the 10th time, you can just read that like you would read something in Portuguese.
Like a pro.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So I think that is good. That is a good little piece of advice for how to really get the most out of reading in English, because most people, the tendency is, okay, I need to improve my reading in English. I'm going to read War and Peace in English. And it
That's
never
another
goes
way. Yeah, that's another way.
Yeah.
It should be done.
well. Yeah. So if you want to improve your reading in English, if you want recommendations for articles, anything like that, you can always send us a message. And yeah, we will continue talking about the 32-hour work week in just a minute.
Yes.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.